Hi and welcome to GRVO TV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I've been watching with some interest these videos on Watch Gang, and I thought I'd just weigh in and give my thoughts and opinions on it, and also an alternative to it. Now, I personally wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, but I'm not saying that anyone else should, and if you want to do it, that's fine, that's up to you, you know, it's your money. But I've been watching a few videos of people that have been, it's almost like forcing themselves to be positive about the watches, and I saw an unboxing and it was painful, and he opened up this watch which was one of the Platinum series ones, so this is one of the really expensive, like I think it's like £3,500 for the year ones, and it didn't look as nice as my little Timex Weekender, which cost me 50 quid. And these watches are like unknown brands which got massively inflated retail prices, but in reality you never get that. And they've kind of, you know, if you tried to sell one, they just get a fraction of their price, so they don't hold their value. So they've tried to get around that by doing this online Facebook kind of swapping thing, where you can swap with other people, but you're just swapping, in my opinion, some shit for shit. And I just think if that's what you want to do, and you want to be surprised by a box every month, then that's fine. If that's the bit that gets you, that's okay. Now, I watched a couple and they sort of unboxed. They had the whole 12 months worth, and that had me thinking. Out of the 12, you could tell that probably only 2 or maybe 3 were half decent watches that had any real value and that they actually liked. You know, there was some abominations in there, and if you like a certain style of watch, it's probably not for you. So what I thought was, okay, for the 1200, this would be a £1,200 system. You know, what would I get? And I've sort of been building a watch collection, so I looked at my collection, watches that I've liked. I've got a couple of substitutes in here. There's 3 watches in here that I've actually substituted with other things, but they're kind of similar. And what I've done is I've come up with 8 watches, which comes to about £1,189, which leaves you enough money to buy a lottery ticket every month. So you've still got your chance of winning that Rolex, because I know there's that in there, that you might get, you know, the cheapest Rolex you've ever seen. But so I've done it so you've got enough money left over so you could buy a lottery ticket every month, as well as a watch, and you know, you've still got that chance of winning the lottery and being able to buy a Rolex. So this is a £1,200, just under system. And I've got 8 watches because I think, you know, if you've got 8 out of 12 on one of those systems that you really liked and had some value, then I think that would be great. What I've also done is had a look at the current resale value of these watches to see, would you lose, make money, and how I feel that would go over time. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to change perspectives and just go through all the watches first of all. Okay, so first on the list is the Orient Bambino, about £120. Lovely dress watch, can't really go wrong with this. Beautiful watch, it's an automatic, nice movement, hacking, hand winding, stainless steel case. Nothing too fancy, just a nice, lovely dress watch with a nice dial. You can get these in all different. The other thing I've done, I forgot to mention, I've chosen watches that have multiple versions, apart from about one or two. Yeah, actually, I think there's only one that has. No, they all have multiple versions, so you can buy different colour combinations, different styles of all of these watches. So I'm not saying get these ones, you can get similar watches. So that's about 120 quid. Then we've got a Casio G-Shock. I've got the black on black version, and that's the 5600 BB, about £75. Great watch, great beta watch. You can get the blackout version like this. You can get the 5610, the normal version. There's, you know, lots of different choices with that. You can get the atomic solar versions. This is just the battery, but a great watch, really good resale value. Absolute brilliant beta watch, you know, everyday watch. A Seiko SKX 009, obviously got the 007, the 013. There's, you know, lots of different choices in this category of like divers, but that's a really nice diving watch. You know, you're always going to get your money back on that one.
Then the next one on this isn't the actual watch that I recommend. I do like this one. It's the Timex Weekender, but the one I would go for is the Timex the SKX was about 200 quid. The Timex Expedition TW4B0430065. It's very similar to this, but just a little bit nicer. Again, lovely watch. It's got the Timex Indiglo, say about £65. Really nice cases on these. Pretty good resale value, not great. Then the next watch is actually not this one. I've just got this one for effect, but the next watch on the list would be the Seiko Flightmaster, the old Flighty. That retails for about £280. That's model number SNA411P1 or PI, I can't remember. Very similar looking to this. This is an even cheaper version. This is like your 40, 50. Actually, this is about a £90 version. So the Seiko Flightmaster is about £280, but a great addition to any collection. Then next to that, I've got a limited edition 1970 Dan Henry. That one will set you back about 220 quid. Absolutely cracking watch. Really like that one. The compressor diver style, 70 style, really nice watch. It's a limited edition, so you've got some inherent value in there. The next one, that's actually the Casio Duo, which would look good in this collection, but I've gone for my suggestion for another diver is the Orient Ray 2, about £187. That's an absolute cracking little watch. That is one I'm going to get at some point. And then a nice little sporty number at the end here. This is my recent edition, which I've just really grown on me, this little watch, and that's the Casio Sgw 100. Cost you about 43 quid, brand new. You just can't go wrong. It's got a timer, world time, a compass, a thermometer, alarms, snooze. It's got loads of stuff on it. Great value for money. It's going to last really well. So there you go. That's my little collection. Don't forget you're going to get some lottery tickets as well with this if you do it this way.
Okay, so that's eight watches that would cost you about £1,187, something like that. Now, I've had a look at all these watches second hand online. I've done a very quick look, so I didn't spend lots of time looking for them. I try to go for, because I'm thinking if you're buying mint condition, if you're buying second hand, you want to buy mint condition watches. So having a look at that, I've priced them all up. And the best I could do if I bought all this lot second hand, it's going to cost you about £1,000. So if you wanted to hunt around, you could certainly save a couple of £100 on this and get another watch or whatever if you're using the £1,200 bracket that I've used. What that also shows is there's resale value in this, in that even if you bought all these, sold the lot, today's prices you're going to lose less than about £200, and that's just me looking very quickly. So there are watches here that I believe in time may go up a little bit in value, and they do fluctuate, and things like the limited edition Dan Henry, once that's sold out of its 1,970 pieces, I suspect that might go up in value. The Bambinos are always quite sought after, and if you've got one of the more popular versions or a rarer one, they can kind of go up in value. Your SKX is always going to retain value if it's in good nick, as do the Casios. Seiko Flightmasters, they go second hand for pretty much what they are new. So, there's some good inherent value in here, and these are all brands which are what I call proper watchmaking brands. They've got proper history behind them. Timex, Seiko, Casio. Even I suppose the only micro brand I've got here is the Dan Henry, Orient. You've got some fantastic little brands here, and I think the Dan Henry might be seen as the risk as being a micro brand, but I think that is an upcoming brand that will do really well, and it's it's a lovely piece. It's a lovely watch. I've seen them sell for second hand for the same price that I bought mine for new, and whilst they're still available, so when that's sold out, I can only see it going up in value. So the thing you lose out on obviously is that surprise of a box turning up, not knowing what's in it, and if that's what you want, then that's fine. But which would you rather have? I mean, I'm really enthusiastic about these. I love all these watches that are here. I wear them all. I've got lots more in my collection, and you know the fun part of it can be if you get a watch for a little while and you don't like it, then you can flip it for another one. I'm probably going to flip the Timex for the Expedition version that I've mentioned. I will obviously put a picture up of that. And I am looking to get the Orient Ray and also a Flightmaster. So all the watches that I've mentioned will at some point be in my collection. And I think that's a great collection of watches compared to some of the collections I've seen, especially for the mid-tier and the lower tier watch gang versions have been, I mean, I struggled to get through one of the videos because he was like watch after watch was just literally an abomination. It reminded me of like the watches you see in the market, you know, just cheap fashion watches for sort of, you know, £10–15, but they're sort of saying they're worth 300, and well, they're only worth what people are prepared to pay for them. And these are tried and trusted, you know, people are prepared to pay, you know, good money for these watches. So that's my view on Watch Gang anyway. The thing that triggered this was one of my adverts on one of my YouTube videos was the Watch Gang advert. So I kind of watched it and felt that I ought to comment on it if it's going to be advertised on my videos. I've seen some people do reviews on Watch Gang, and if they came to me and said, would you like to do a review, we're going to send you a watch, I think I would do it as long as I wasn't tied into any kind of positive comments, and as long as I could give an honest opinion on it, then I would do that. But it's certainly not something I would recommend. Even the limited information that I have now on what the system is, I certainly wouldn't recommend it, and I wouldn't be putting my money there. Anyway, this is GRVO TV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. Hope this has been of some help and might encourage people to do a little bit of research themselves and start a collection, and if they do, that's great. Anyway, for now, I'll see you soon. Cheers.